Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dog's YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru. Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a peek at who'll be on the show for tonight. All right, we got James Clark with us. And we got Ninos in the center square. It's Alex Smart. Chris Ruffolo still out in SoCal this week. And we got big Al McMordie. And in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Tony Brown. Here's how they'll line up. Smart, McMordie, Brown, Ninos, Ruffolo, Clark, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, ready to get rolling here. Taking a peek at any of this afternoon baseball today. Looks like the Padres built the lead on the Giants.
Yeah, it's just been one of those things where, I've been trying to keep tabs, but my body clock still isn't right. So I'm like, I'm still not used to this. I'm like, wait a second, there's baseball going on at 10 a.m. But hey, man, I'll take it. If this is how it could be for the rest of my life, I'm all for it.
It's great being out here on the West Coast. I can tell you that firsthand. Yes, these early games at 10 in the morning, sometimes 9. They get out at 9, those noon Easterns once in a while. All right, let's go ahead and let's get the show started. Let's welcome Alex Smart to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Stream. Alex, what's happening?
All kinds of stuff. We got all kinds of football. So there's a lot of action, and we're just ready to rock and roll for money for our clients.
Yeah, absolutely, ready to rock and roll here. We're going to look at a Saturday game here, a short card day for Thursday, so we'll look at some Saturday college football. We got Wake Forest here to host Florida State, 3:30 Eastern Time, with Wake laying 4.5. Total sits at 62.
And when I say about Florida State, this is my opinion. What is their most embarrassing loss in the history of this program? I don't care what anybody says. Okay, an FCS school is not a lot of Power Fives, or not a lot, but there are some big name teams and programs that have gone down to FCS schools lately. But this one was, and I'll tell you why. That was a late score. They looked completely asleep. Norvell should have had his team awake. I don't care what happened. Time game they lost previous to that. They should have been awake here, and you just let this happen. Previous to this was the 20-point plus or more favorite. Nice. Going back 7-6, they never lost. They lost, and this week, I'm going to give Norvell one more benefit of the doubt here. The state. You know what he said? He said, "I'm sick to my stomach after losing FCS Jacksonville State." Okay, and he said the players will not quit. Okay, I'm going to give him the doubt. Let's take Florida State have won 23 of the last 28 matchups here. Let's see if they can give us a cover. I think for a half. I'm going to go. I'm not going to give them a full benefit of the doubt. We're going to go a half Florida State.
All right, Florida State here plus 4.5. All right, Chris, of course, the Seminoles looking for their first win. Wake Forest off to that 2-0 start. A lot of offense on this team.
There isn't. It's led by Sam Hartman, but I looked at this line, and for me, it was a game that I didn't really want to go too close to, because 4.5 seems like right on. I could see this being a 4-point win. I could see this being a touchdown win for Wake Forest, but you'd have to think that Florida State does want to bounce back after that disappointing finish that game against Jacksonville State.
All right, Alex here on Florida State plus 4.5 here against the Wake Forest team. And Deacons, any thoughts here, Alex, here on this defense for Florida State? Giving up that big play at the end, that secondary has got to be, it's got to be tough here. Of course, they had struggles here against Notre Dame.
Well, yeah, they've had struggles the last few seasons, and we're talking some talk that they bring in from great schools around the out in Florida. What do they do? This is all. I don't care what anybody says, and he's got to bring this team together. It's lights up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they got to get a turnaround here quick at Florida State. It's been some down seasons. Florida State 4.5 against Wake Forest. This is a Saturday game, 3:30 Eastern time. This one will be featured over on ESPN. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs. But we got two games from Major League Baseball. We got that college football and NFL game tonight. You're off to a good start in the NFL this season. 395 units of profit, all documented. What do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, I've got college football on tonight. I've got a side, and I've got that NFL Thursday nighter, of course, with the and we'll see if will Washington football team up here or the G-men get it. So it's a side call.
All right, guys, get on board here with Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs. Coming off a really good day yesterday, 410 units of profit for the past 7 days, 644. You can see the NFL off to a flying start as well. He's got his play tonight from the NFL, and he also has that late night steam market mover here, Ohio versus Louisiana. There is college football on the board tonight from Alex Smart, as well as his big NFL game tonight. So get on board with that. Of course, you can take those winnings, go long term with Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs Premium, because he has that 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. You get every play that Alex releases over at Pig Dogs Premium for that time period you select when you go over to the profile page and you make that purchase at a second cap for 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value. All right, Alex, as always, great having you on your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
Again, guys, I'm not going to say break a leg. I'm going to say make $1 million this week. $1 million. Okay?
$1 million.
I don't know how you can do it. Parlay it somehow. Okay.
Somehow find a parlay. All right.
That's right.
All right. Take care. Alex Smart here on the drive. Let's continue on here, join with Chris Ruffolo. Now it's time to welcome Big Al McMordie. You'll find Big Al McMordie at top of the leaderboards for 2021 over at Pig Dogs Premium. So he's got a play for us tonight. Al, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are my two favorite handicappers doing today?
Oh, can't complain. All right, tonight we're going to look at a game for Saturday in prime time, 7:30 Eastern time, as Penn State to host Auburn. The Nittany Lions here at home, 5.5, total 53.
Yeah, the number opened a little bit higher. It's ticked down. Auburn comes into this ballgame off back-to-back blowout wins, 66-10 against the Akron Zips, 62-0 against the Hornets of Alabama State. One of the things I like to do in college football is play on underdogs of more than 3 points in non-conference games if they average on defense, if they give up less than 9.5 points per game. These defensive dogs over the last 42 seasons have covered 68.2% of the time, so that bodes very well for Auburn as an underdog in this matchup. Admittedly, none of Auburn's opponents so far this season have been the caliber of these Penn State Nittany Lions, but one of the things I found when I look at these types of angles is that they cut across all schedules. It really doesn't matter what the quality of your opponent has been. So when you're giving up this few points per game and you're an underdog with more than field goal, it just works. Another thing I want to look at in this ball game is the Penn State side. Penn State is now favored by single digits after starting the year 2-0 straight up and against the spread. They won early against Wisconsin as a road underdog, and then they won and covered last week at home versus Ball State. But these single-digit dogs that start the season 2-0 straight up and against the spread, they've only covered 40% ATS going back to 1980. So I think this is also a letdown spot for Penn State on its strong start. I'm going to take Auburn plus the points.
All right, Big Al's looking here at the points here. Auburn +5. And after your shopping, get the best number here against Penn State. All right, Chris, we're looking here at Auburn. The defense held. The offense looks good. As Big Al said, the competition wasn't very tough here, but Penn State does have that one win against Wisconsin on the road.
Yeah, in a win that, like I said before, I think Penn State was shocked that they got, with only 17 minutes of possession in that game. But, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see Auburn and how they do with their first opponent with a pulse. But again, this is just an SEC Big Ten matchup. And I think that this is a spot where, Auburn could keep this one within 3 or 4, potentially win this game outright. I know that Penn State got that road win against Wisconsin, but I feel like I need to see more from the Nittany Lions, especially with Sean Clifford, who's not one of my favorite quarterbacks in the Big Ten. So I'm on the points as well.
Yeah, what have you noticed with Clifford in his career, Al? He's had some difficulty there at Penn State, especially some of the fan base hasn't been too happy with him.
No, I mean, that's absolutely true. To be honest, I haven't watched many of his games out here in Los Angeles, but I can't really comment on that right now, Tony.
Yeah, sometimes Clippers had some issues in some of the bigger games. Of course, that was always James Franklin's issue. Some of the big games, they seem to fall short. All right, Auburn here +5.5 against Penn State. This one will begin at 7:30 Eastern time, your ABC game for Saturday night. All right, now let's take a look over at Pig Dogs for tonight. Well, we got a couple games from Major League Baseball, 2 football games, 1 college, 1 pro, sitting atop the leaderboard for 2021, 1,781 units of profit. What do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, yesterday we cashed our National League game of the year on the San Diego Padres. They snapped San Francisco's 9-game win streak, so that was a nice win for us yesterday. We cashed earlier today in baseball with the Cincinnati Reds, so I don't have any more baseball for the rest of Thursday. We're passing in the football game tonight, but I've already posted 8 college football winners for Saturday, including our non-conference game of the month. Then later tonight, I'll get up my NFL card. We'll be featuring our NFL game of the month. That'll go on Sunday. The best deal of all, of course, is to team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here at Pick Dogs on the 2-for-1 handicapper special, and we have great value on the 7 and 30-day packages.
Absolutely, guys. Get aboard here with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. Number 1 documented for 2021, 1,781 units of profit. And of course, he's got that play. He's got his plays up there for you from college football. Get on board with those, or if you want even the better value here, you can get on board with his 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. Big Al also has season passes right now from the NFL and college football. You can combine them into one. That's a pretty good value there. And of course, if you opt in for those 3, 7, and 30 sports pass, that 2-for-1 capper promotion will give you even greater savings. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Chris.
All right, Big Al McMordie here on the drive-thru. All right, Chris, let's continue on here with the show. We want to remind everybody, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show. New time, I guess Mitch announced it, new time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So tune in Monday through Friday. Then, of course, the weekend is still regular time at 10 a.m. Eastern. And, of course, don't forget that YouTube members VIP, some really great value. Follow the link below and get signed up. Of course, we're here with the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, there are also some spot shows Mitch conducts with Joe Madden, so you can also set those notifications for that. And I can always tell you guys, help us out, build up our audience by giving us those likes, those thumbs up, Chris, because they really help us out.
Absolutely, Tony, they do, and I have a feeling I'm going to be releasing some blooper videos for our soccer videos with me mixing up the time slots. I'm so used to 10 a.m. and now Mitch, of course, has to stick it to me by throwing to 11. But anyways, Tony's 100% right. You know, those thumbs up, those likes, they help us out more than I think anybody can ever really know. You know, and that's the reason that, you know, we're doing bigger and better things. You know, like Tony said, we've got the shows with Mitch and Joe Madden. We're getting 2 or 3 more shows that have been coming out lately, and change up the format of the weekend show, all because, you know, it's for you guys. You know, you give us those likes, those thumbs up, helps us improve our audience, helps us build the brand, and we're going to keep doing it bigger and better than anyone else. So keep those thumbs up and those likes coming in, because we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, keep them coming in. Keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're joined by Chris Ruffolo. We're going to go ahead and go to Las Vegas, Nevada right now and welcome Tony Brown to the show. Tony, what's happening? We need to get off mute. You're on the mute, my man.
So what's up, Tony? What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on? What's happening? All right, sporting that rated gear. Really looking proud with that. Tonight we're going to look at some Major League Baseball action. To the Rays to host the Tigers 7 Eastern time. Rays laying 215, total 8.5.
Yeah, and I got a surprise for everybody. I'm not picking the favorite. We're going with the underdog in this one. This is a great spot for an underdog. When you pick a dog, they have to be in spots. They're already supposed to lose. Anyway, in this spot, it's a great spot. The Rays are running away with the division. They're running away with the whole the AL division and the AL East. The best team with a 90 win. And they've been to the plays 1-3 in the last 4 games. I don't know if they're slumping or just getting ready for the playoffs. Nobody has a chance to catch them. They're locked in. And Detroit, they're playing for pride. You know what I mean? These guys are pro players. They all get paid money. And they're trying to reach the 500 mark. They're 3-1 in their last 4 games, and 2 from these said Rays. They won 2 games against Milwaukee, like they're beating the good team. 2-15, 2-1. That's too much juice. We're going to take the shog in this one. Take Detroit on the.
All right, Tony Brown likes this dog here with the Tigers plus 26. Why not, Chris? With the way the Tigers have been playing this year, nearly 23 units of profit to the plus, 6 games under 500, which is good for this program, which has been a doormat past several years.
Yeah, doormat of the AL Central, and well, for the AL for a better part of the last decade. But I first of all, if anyone's given Tony Brown a hard time about taking favor, answer to me, because he only knows he gives out what he knows what he's talking about. But no, I do like the value you're getting here with the Tigers, but mainly because we don't talk about this nearly enough. Late season, teams that are out of the playoff picture, guys like Tyler Alexander, who's starting for the Detroit Tigers tonight, probably auditioning for a starting rotation spot for next year. So I think he's got to put his best foot forward. And Lewis Head is just not a pitcher I'm looking to lay minus 250 with if you're a Tampa Bay Rays fan. So I like the value of the Tigers as well.
Now, Rays losing 5 of 7. The Tigers are plus 186 against the Tampa Bay Rays. This one has a start time 7 Eastern time over on MLB Extra News Channel. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We're looking good here. 737 units of profit past 30 days. An NFL game tonight, one from college, a couple on the board for Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Today we only have the NFL Thursday night football game. We had a baseball game, so if you were lucky enough to hit the site early, we went with the early morning baseball game with Oakland, and they won easy. Oakland, that's been a gift. I don't know why Kansas City, they even have plus money and minus 120, but anyway, we drove Oakland twice with that, and now we're waiting on our Thursday night football game, and then tomorrow we got my Friday night lights. Triple play. We're going to have, the best time in sports to make money. It's hard when it's only one sport going to pick 10 basketball games or 10 baseball or football. But when they're all combined, a good handicapper can pick one from each league, and then you can make you a nice parlay or, 3 out of 4 turns profit. This is a good time to make money with so many games going on.
Absolutely, guys. Get on board here with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can see the numbers here. 737 units of profit past 3 days. It's all documented. Go to his profile page. Check out his page there. All the plays are listed and graded immediately. It all adds up. 737 units of profit past 30 days. You can get on board with Tony Brown's 10-star Thursday Night Lights play from the NFL. Get on board with that. And, of course, you can go long-term with Tony. He's got that. Well, we always talk about that VIP All Sports Pass. Stop paying for per day, per play, per sport. Get that 1-year pass. Include all the sports, NFL, college football, NHL, NBA, college hoops, MLB, you name it. From the major sports, Tony Brown will bet it, and he'll release it to you guys there on the site with that 1-year all sports pass. If it's within your budget, it's a good value there, Tony.
Yeah, it's the best value. Like I said, if you want my college football play Saturday, now you got to buy either an individual play or the college pass. Then turn around Sunday and buy the NFL play or an NFL pass. It can get expensive. You know what I mean? My VIP passes are all inclusive. I don't make you choose or make you pick. You get every play I release from every sport. And you see we're doing good numbers in all the sports. We're not forcing plays on you. I'm not just picking games because I'm obligated. You know what I mean? These are the best plays on the board, the games that I'm betting myself, and you're going to get for one low price.
Absolutely, guys. Get on board with Tony Brown, that 1-year pass. Great value. Tony, you've been around for a while. We should talk about this a little more. We talk about it every year in this time of the year because you start seeing all these cappers. But the importance of being documented so people can actually verify your records.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys only watch our show, and I hope you guys only go to our site. But I'm sure you guys been betting for a while. You've seen these guys. They'll tell you they're 1,000,000-0. These guys will tell one guy take the Lakers, one guy take the Clipper, and they'll just block the loser. Like, it's a lot of scams that go on in handicapping. Our person will tell you they're 10-0, and they would be 10-0, but they pick, Brazil, a high school team, 10 times at minus 13,000. All of our lines are dated, rated, timestamped. All of our numbers, every loss, every win, every play, it's all documented. So it's like we could come on here and blow you all the smoke you want, and then you go to the website, and there it is there. So when they tell you somebody is plus money, when they tell you red hot, it's the truth. So you guys can see all the plays, all the picks, and not just from me, every single capper on the site. It's the best site going right now.
Absolutely, guys. Every capper is documented. Tony Brown, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
Man, it's always a pleasure to be here. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Tony Brown here on the Drive Thru. I'll continue here with our coverage. We're joined by Chris Ruffolo. Now it's time to welcome our buddy Al Ninos to the show. You'll find Al over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's go ahead and wire in our buddy Al Ninos here right now. He is coming to us from Skype. So that means, Chris, you get a little break. We're going to give you a little break, so we don't want to overwork you a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and go on to Skype and bring in Al Ninos. Al, what's going on?
Going pretty good here. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. ESPN game, not ESPN2. This is featured on the big ESPN here, 8 Eastern time. Louisiana. They don't want to be called Lafayette. In case you hear Lafayette, no, they're not. They want to be called Louisiana. Louisiana to host Ohio. Louisiana laying 19.5, total 56.5.
You mentioned that. No, but yeah, so what's happening actually is a pretty special day for me. It's my little one's 10th birthday today, so happy birthday, Declan. I did take some time away from him, though, to be with you guys, too. So let's get to this pick, and let's not waste too much more time here. So yeah, both these teams got off to slow starts in week one. With Ohio just scoring 9 against Syracuse, and Louisiana only putting up 18 in Texas. Their offenses did improve in week two. The Cajuns scored 27 there, and the Bobcats got 26. But they still both allowed close to 30 points each, so still struggling defensively there. I don't think there's much reason to think that these offenses won't find more success against each other's defenses as their timing and chemistry improve as the season goes on. Ohio's played to the over lately, 10-0-1 in their last 11 against the Sun Belt. So expect a lot of points in this one. As 20-point favorites, most of the scoring should come from the Raging Cajuns, but Ohio should find enough offense themselves. Against Louisiana's defense hasn't really shown much this year, so expect Ohio to put up enough points to help this total go over.
All right, Al likes over the total of 56 here, Ohio and Louisiana. Although Louisiana is a loaded team, bringing back a lot of starters from last year. But the issue, they haven't got the point total up there. 18 against Texas. We can understand that a little bit. No, I can't. I think they should have been better against Texas. And Nicholls State, an FCS school, just 27.
As I said, I think they score at least that many tonight. You know, they're just improving as the season goes on. They are returning a lot of players, as you mentioned, but you know, the more they play together, the better they get still. So, expect some improvement from the offense. They get their timing right, and expect both offenses to score enough points tonight.
Yeah, they met 2 years ago with Louisiana winning on the road. It was 45-25, big yardage, a lot of yardage in that game from the Raging Cajuns. And of course, Frank Solich no longer with the team. He did retire 2 months before the start of the season with some health concerns. So an assistant's now running the team, and he's got something to coach for because listen, he may be if they have a good season, he may be the guy to run the Ohio Bobcats program. As they're using an interim tag with him now. All right, so Alice here on Ohio, Louisiana, over the total of 56. This one has a start time, 8 Eastern time. This is on ESPN. All right, now let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we got 2 football games, a college football game as well as the NFL game. And we also have a couple from Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over the site?
Yeah, I just liked one of the late games tonight. The other one was a little trickier for me. So for the MLB, but I do have a play on both college football games, so I have all 3 of those in a 3-pack for you guys. And if you want to get an even better deal, you get the long-term pass or the 2-for-1 capper deals, and can't go wrong with those.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that at all. Check out Ninos over at Pig Dogs, a premium. He's got him separated. He's got his best play from Major League Baseball in the prime time. He's got the NFL play as well up there, so get on board with those. And of course, you can actually go with his field goal. He put three games in one pass. He's got an NFL, college football, and MLB. He put the field goal pass up there. 3 picks, each sport tonight. Get on board with that. Only $30. And of course, he does have the long-term pass. And Al also features his football season pass, combining NFL and college football in one pass for a low price $7.50 every play from NFL and college football. That would include regular season, playoffs, and bowl games. All right, Al, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you next week.
All right, always a pleasure. Yeah, we'll see you when we see you, Tony.
All right, El Ninos here on the Drive Thru. All right, joined by Chris here, back from his break. Now we'll continue on with the show, and it's now time for Chris front and center. Speaking of the football game, he's got a pick tonight from the game tonight between the Washington football team and the New York Giants, and here it is, 8:20 Eastern time. This is on NFL Network. Washington will be hosting the Giants. Washington a 4-point favorite, and this one has a total of 40.5.
Yeah, and this was a game I kind of keyed in on because I was trying to, get a vested interest in this Thursday night game. And, I found an angle I like. Daniel Jones, for as much as I've knocked him in the past for thinking that he was a bit highly, over-exaggerated as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL draft, he's been pitching. He's been playing pretty well. He's actually owned Washington. He's 4-0 against Washington football team. And, whether or not that's of Jones' own volition or just the fact it almost seems like every time Jones plays Washington, they have some sort of quarterback issue. Let's be real. Washington's had quarterback issues for the last couple of seasons. But even then, we're starting to see the Giants get healthy. They've got Sterling Shepard back. They've got a healthy Saquon Barkley. the team, they didn't look all that great in week 1, but it's a 1-game sample size. Sometimes you got to go with what history's telling you in week 2, and week 2 is telling me that Daniel Jones has a ton of success against Washington. 4 wins, and those are 4 of his 7 career wins against NFL opposition. You look at Washington. I think this spot here is more about coaching more than anything. You got Ron Rivera, 1-4 straight up in Thursday night contests, 0-5 against the spread in Thursday night home games. Sometimes I think Ron Rivera just maybe not a coach that handles the short week particularly well, especially now with having to prepare Taylor Heineke for only his 3rd career start after Ryan Fitzpatrick went down with that hip injury. I think there's value with the points with the healthier Giants, and even a little bit on the money line. I believe it's around plus 150 or plus 160. So I'm on the Giants here.
All right, Chris, here on the Giants +4 against Washington football team. You make a great point. I just thought of it when you told me about it. Yes, the backup quarterback facing a short week. That is something that is interesting there. People were getting caught up. Well, Heineke, he's not bad. He's not bad. Wait a minute. Now you got short rest here in a divisional game. But then again, of course, looking at this Giants team, the way that defense looked against the Denver team, a little concerning too.
It is concerning, and I will concede that. It's especially in division game against the Washington team that ended up winning the division last year. But keep in mind, they also won the division with a sub-500 record. So not everyone in that division was, a prize pig, especially on the offensive end. But like I said, Taylor Heineke just on a short week. And I think with Taylor, there's just a lot of hype considering that he was the only opposing quarterback to cover against Tampa Bay on their Super Bowl run last year. And, I think that there's just a lot of hype associated with Heineke that maybe isn't the most deserved or it is what it is. But either way, like I said, backup quarterback, short week, like you said, Tony, divisional game. I think it's just all stacking up against Washington here. And the fact of the matter is we're getting 4 points. It's not like this is a pick-up spot. We're getting 4 points. A field goal game keeps us in the win column if you have the Giants. So I like the value with New York in this spot.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat. Divisional dogs in September past 10 years hitting at 60% this year. Giants +4 against the Washington football team. This one has a start time here of 8:20 Eastern time. This one will be on NFL Network. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Room where you're looking good here. Past 30 days, 853 units of profit, all documented. Handful of games from Major League Baseball, those 2 football games tonight, college and pro. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, my only play for tonight, my Thursday 10-star top tip, is the total in this NFL matchup on Thursday night, and it's a total that you do not want to miss out on and not have in any of your action tonight. This is a play that will make you money hand over fist. But as far as the rest of the long-term stuff goes, as we talk about those long-term passes, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, tonight and tomorrow are the best day to lock in on those long-term passes because they're going to get you the full weekend's worth of football action, as well as get you some MLB if you're interested in that as well. Or whether that's just me or with someone else in the 2-4 and Capital, you can pair me up with Tony T as the host duo. Me and Big Al have been number 1 for most of the year. Tony Brown's been on a tear in the last 30 days. There's just a ton of cappers, ton of quality capping to be done over at Pick Dogs. You can pair us up and get 2 for the price of 1, as well as those season passes. Those are some of the best value. We are almost at the 500 mark, the even mark for MLB after being down a fair bit early on in the season. So definitely lots of money to be made over the next few months, and check that out over at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can see here the numbers here. 853 units of profit past 30 days. Good time to get on board with Chris on one of those long-term passes. He does have that NFL top tip. You want to try him out? Well, go for that. Then go long-term with Chris. He has that 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. If you get that 7-day pass, you're going to guarantee all of Chris's plays for week 2 of the NFL, week 3 college football, as well as all those Major League Baseball games that are running here as we're heading down the stretch run of the Major League Baseball season. Of course, with those long-term passes, if you had a second capper with a 2-for-1 capper promotion, that's even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru here, joined by Chris Ruffolo. Now it's time to talk to our guy, James Clark. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, where he's off to a really good start in college football and other sports as well, as we've seen up top of the leaderboards here. So let's go ahead and bring in James Clark right now. I think we can find him right over here. James. Here you go. James Clark, what's going on? I think you got yourself on mute, James. There you go. I heard something. Nope. Nope, you're on mute. You got to check your mic's on mute. I see the lips moving, but I got no sound from James Clark. So, James, why don't you sign back in again? Maybe that'll fix it. In the meantime, we'll go to my pick, then we'll come back to yours. So we got to go all the way down the end of the board here to get to me. All right, so we'll go ahead and put my game up here in just a second. We'll be looking at a college football game here for Saturday's action. Short card today, so we'll go that route here, and we'll take a look at the game involving here Toledo and Colorado State, 4 Eastern time. The Rockets here are favored by 14, total 58.5, and I'm going to go with the over here, over 58.5. Now, this is an experienced Toledo team returning 21 starters, balanced offensive attack. They're averaging 397 yards, 168 yards rushing, nearly 5 yards per attempt. And we saw them put up nearly 30 on Notre Dame last week. Rockets quarterback Carter Bradley has been more accurate on the season, 66% completion rate, and they're averaging 9.3 yards per pass attempt. Now, Colorado State has shown the ability to move the football, putting up 445 yards on Vandy, 462 yards on FCS South Dakota State. The scary part is the fact that the Rams allowed 42 points and 458 yards to an FCS team in South Dakota State in the loss. Jackrabbits were able to rush for 7.2 yards a carry on this Colorado State defense. Toledo has the ability in this home game to run up the score. Chris, I'm going to take Toledo and Colorado State over 58.5.
Yeah, Antonio, there's one name I believe we're missing from Toledo, and that's Bryant Kobach, who's been... It's almost like I believe he's been there at Toledo for 15 years, but that's besides the point. I think he's got a potential to run all over Colorado State here. And like you said, I think 2021 is the year where we shouldn't be as surprised if an FCS team beats up on an FBS team like Colorado State. Colorado's just not shown it defensively, and I could easily see Toledo putting up 45 in this game. So I like the chance to get to at least 59 in this one. So I'm with you on the over.
All right, going to be here Toledo, Colorado State, over the total of 58. And this one on a Saturday, we'll have a start time here, 4 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN+. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog Room. I have my top play of the night. It's going to be in college football, so get on board with my top play tonight. And of course, I'm part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. You can match my packs here, my 3, 7, and $30 sports pass. Add a second capper like Chris, James Clark, Al McMordie, Alex Smart, El Ninos, any of those cappers with 2-for-1 capper promotion. Great savings there on the site. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. We're going to give James Clark another shot here. That's hopefully he signed off the browser and signed back in. Let's see if we can get this corrected. It usually does correct it when we have these issues, but let's see. We're bring in our buddy James Clark right now, so we have to go scan the entire board here. James, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Oh, it's going good, doing good. All right, James. Now baseball, but it's Thursday night football, so you're coming in with a prop tonight.
Yeah, guys, a prop that I really like. You know, if you look last week, you know the Denver. I know you can't go by just one game, but you know Melvin Gordon ran all over the Giants last week. He had 100 yards, 4 touchdowns. You know, the backup had 70 yards. Williams, he had 70 yards and a touchdown. Well, my play tonight is I look for Gibson to score 2 touchdowns tonight in this game. You know, you shop around. It's at plus 600. You know, I think Gibson is a lot better running back than Melvin Gordon is. You've seen what Gordon did against the Giants defense. I don't think his Giants defense can stop Gibson tonight from scoring. So I like for him to score 2 touchdowns tonight. If you want to separate it, guys, I've even seen Gordon to score a touchdown in the first half and a touchdown in the second half. And it's plus 1,000, that one is. But I like for him to score a touchdown anytime. It's plus 600, guys.
All right, James Clark here. And Tony Gibson scored 2 touchdowns at plus 600. All right, Chris, we saw the issues here with this defense for the Giants. They gave up a ton of yardage here to Denver last week, a lot of it on the ground.
Yeah, and I will say this from a fantasy perspective. I really hope James is right because I have Antonio Gibson on both of my teams. But you know, I think the key to this, and you know, I'm not trying to take the focus off of Gibson, is going to be Heineke starting at quarterback. You know, you may see Washington try to limit the damage and try to limit the amount of usage that Heineke has to do, and try to limit the amount of plays that Heineke is forced to make. And what are they going to do? They're going to hand the ball to Antonio Gibson to try to chew up clock and sort of keep the ball on the ground in safe hands. And I think that's a great game plan to give us 2 touchdowns for Antonio Gibson tonight.
Yeah, we saw the Broncos were able to rush for 168 yards, 165 yards on a 28 carry. So a pretty good day on the ground here for the Broncos. That's almost that's about 5.5 yards to carry there, James.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, I think Gibson's a lot better back than Melvin Gordon is. I mean, he's a lot younger, and Gibson runs hard. He runs hard between his tackles, and then when you get him on the outside, he's hard to tackle. So I really like Gibson scored 2 touchdowns tonight.
I'm going to share what you wrote in the chat. There's something else you wrote in the chat. We're going to share it with the audience here.
Yeah, I also like Washington's defense to score a touchdown tonight, guys. It's the front line to Washington. It's tough, man, and I know the Giants had success, or Jones has had success against Washington, but one wrong move when I see Washington scoring a defensive touchdown, which is also plus 500. I really like that too, guys.
All right, here's something from the chat room. Gibson over 67 yards, minus 130.
Yep, I got that too, guys. One of my parlays I got Gibson over 70 yards, Gibson to score a touchdown, and Logan Thomas over 48 yards. Parlay those 3 up, and let's hammer it tonight, guys.
All right, James is all over these props tonight on Thursday Night Football. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Cream tonight. Well, of course, we talked a handful of games, 2 games from Major League Baseball. We've got the college football game and the NFL. You're sitting good here past 7 days. 1,436 units of profit, all documented on the site. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, guys, I got a 3-pack going on. It's 3 of my best plays that I really like. I got the NFL play and 2 baseball plays. That I really love. After we go 3-0, guys, I'm great 3, 7, or 30-day guys. They're guys that you've seen over 1,400 units the last 7 days, and a lot of that's because football's back. And you check out the season passes, guys. Get the NFL and the college, and if somebody's crowned a champion in college, and somebody wins the Super Bowl, you'll get all the games all season long, bowl games and everything. So jump on that, or team me up with any of the cappers on the show. Big Al, Little Al, Tony T, Chris, Ross, Mitch, Tony Brown, Damian Sosh. Any of these guys on the show, team me up with us. Say it all the time. We got the best cappers in the world, and we do. So team me up with one of them, and let's put some money in your pockets, guys.
That's right. Let's get money in your pockets here. Take a look at James Clark past 7 days. 1,430 units profit, all documented. You visit his site, visit the profile page at Pick Dogs Premium for James Clark. His money stack from cold to gold. 3 plays tonight, 1 NFL, 2 Major League Baseball. Get on board with that 3-pack. Of course, take those winnings, go long-term with James. He's got that 3, 7, 30-day all sports pass, every play from James for that period of time. But if you're a football bettor, you just want to bet football, well, James also has his NFL and college football season long pass. Get every play from the NFL and college football, regular season, playoffs, and bowl games for the season for $685. A great value there. All right, James, as always, great having you show. Stick around for the recap. They'll be coming up next, and we'll recap these games.
Sounds good, guys. Tony, I appreciate you having me on the show, buddy, and if you need me tomorrow, you know where I'll be.
Absolutely. Thanks for your contributions, and you're going to be here with us as we go right into the transition to the recap. So Chris and James. Nope, we should have been Chris and James. I show my show here. I'll make McMordie. See what happens. Let me go ahead and get that corrected here as we continue here on the drive-through. I don't know. I had out McMordie's camera. It's because I had yesterday. So let me go ahead and correct that. I got to find Chris Ruffolo here. Because that's right, Ruffolo. What'd you do on your day off yesterday?
I don't know. What did I do on my day off yesterday? Well, funny enough, Big Al and I, we all went to dinner. I was a fantastic time. Al's a fantastic host in LA. But yeah, it's been a lot of just trying to recap and catch up on getting my body clock right. But that doesn't change the fact that this business never takes a break. So trying to keep up with that as well.
All right, Chris out in Southern California. He'll make his way toward Las Vegas, Nevada. That's a stretch run there.
Yeah, that's the stretch run, and then I will be seeing Joe D'Amico tomorrow. So
right.
It's gonna be an action-packed week, man. I'll tell you.
All right, let's take a look here at the recap, joined by James Clark. Start with Alex. Alex Smart was on Florida State plus 4.5 against Wake Forest. Al McMordie, Auburn plus 5.5 against Penn State. Tony Brown was on the Tigers plus 186 against the Rays. Al Ninos, Ohio, Louisiana, over 56.5. Chris was on the Giants plus 4 against Washington. James Clark says take Antonio Gibson to score 2 TDs at plus 600. Yours truly, Toledo, Colorado State, over 58.5. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Oh, this was one of the top picks at dinner last night. I got to go with Big Al and the Auburn Tigers plus 5.5 against Penn State. I just think there's great value with the Tigers in that spot.
All right, looking at that game there. All right, let's go over to James. James, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I gotta go with Tony Brown here with the Tigers. You know, you're getting good plus money. You know, the Tigers have won 4 out of the last 5. You know, the Rays have lost 3 out of their last 5. You know, like Tony says, the Rays are, you know, sitting back waiting on the playoff. So I look for the Tigers to come in here and steal one.
All right, look at the Tigers. I'm going to jump aboard here, that Auburn train here. Auburn plus 5.5 against Penn State. All right, that'll do it for this edition of The Drive-Thru, guys. Tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. 8 Cappers will be booked on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show now at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Bittler, and now Joe Madden to begin the show. So be sure to tune in. And, of course, that YouTube membership VIP. What a great value. Follow the link. We're in football season now. That's the time to sign up. Follow that link below and get signed up. All right, let's bring in the crew from tonight. Wave good night to everyone. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow live.